It's the Wrestling Caucus. I'm Peter A.
I'm Smelly Ariaga.
And today we're going to be discussing a very eventful, to say the least, WWE Elimination Chamber from Toronto. So let's jump right in. The show kicked off with the Women's Chamber, right? And the winner faces the Women's World Champion at WrestleMania. So one of the key things to this match was that Jade Cargill returned and immediately went for Naomi and beat the piss out of her.
No, but what was funny? What
Yeah.
was funny is that when she was walking to the ring, Liv Morgan was like shitting herself. She was like, "Oh no, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Please, it wasn't me." But the funny thing is, while Liv Morgan is shitting herself, Naomi's right behind her, looking like just like kind of like suspicious, like, "Wait, oh boy." And then Jade, everyone thinks she's going for Liv Morgan. And right when she's about to go and hit Liv Morgan, she goes right for Naomi, and then Bianca starts like losing her mind in her pod. It was hysterical.
This was great stuff right here.
Jesus Christ.
So Jade beats the piss out of Naomi. She gets taken out of the match completely. Where do you think they're going with this?
Hopefully it doesn't lead to Bianca being fucking confused and being like, I don't know what to do. Like, because it's clear, like Naomi most likely attacked Jade. Because imagine, because we talked about this the other night. Like, what if it's like, oh, if Naomi didn't do it, then why the hell did you do that to her? She had to have done it. I'm going off the fact that Naomi definitely attacked Jade Cargill. So Bianca, I guess, and Jade will probably feud with Naomi and someone else. I don't know. I don't know if the goal is to win the tag titles back, but because Bianca's facing Rhea Ripley, right?
Yep. Yep. I don't know because I don't really buy Naomi as a heel, especially a heel that would do something like this to Jade Cargill, someone who's so, big and strong. Maybe she had help. She probably had help,
Yeah,
right?
we're in for some interesting promos because I don't really buy Naomi as a heel either. I don't know.
No, because she
Like,
had, she has the fun song and everyone dances,
yeah, she's like,
and all that.
I don't know, like, she's gonna be like, oh no, I'm not about to glow no mo, and then
And then
I'll be
people are
like on
gonna,
a show.
gonna stop caring because they like her because her song is fun. She
Yeah,
has
like,
the nightlight thing and whatever it is good. Yeah, she looks like a
yeah,
nightclub. She's a walking nightclub, right?
she's a
Maybe
walking glow
nightlight
stick.
is not a yeah glow stick. Yeah,
Nightlight, yeah,
nightlight
like
is not appropriate there. So I
that's
take that
funny.
back. But yeah, she's a
That's like
walking
Wyatt
nightclub.
Six stuff,
Yeah,
nightlights.
yeah, right. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I don't know. I'm curious to see where it's going. But
I'm curious to see the
yeah,
promo. I feel like it
yeah.
could go one or more ways.
So how do you think they should do the women's world title match at WrestleMania now that Bianca won? Should it be a triple threat with Io? Do you insert Jade Cargill into this match, or should it be a one-on-one with Rhea and Bianca?
Ideally, I would love a one-on-one with Rhea and Bianca because Rhea Ripley's one-on-one WrestleMania matches have been awesome with Becky, with Charlotte, with freaking like she's wonderful. So Rhea and Bianca would be nice. Io and Ripley would be good on Raw because I think it's happening tonight on Raw.
Yep.
Uh, my guess is like, I mean, if they really wanted it to make a triple threat just to involve Io at WrestleMania, they would probably have Io get screwed over and then have some reason for her to be in a triple threat match. Uh, you could do that if you wanted to involve Rhea at Mania as well, but I'm not. I don't know. I ideally would want to see just Bianca and Ripley.
Yeah, I'm not married to each idea to either one. If you want to insert Io into this, great to get some high spots, you know, in this match. But it doesn't matter to me to be honest, because
I mean, you could have high spots anyway. Bianca could do a freaking 450.
yeah, that's true. But Io can fly and all that stuff. But I can't say like Bianca versus Rhea is something I'm dying to see. So if you have Io in it, honestly, it makes me more interested with her involved.
I don't know. I feel like in a one-on-one match, Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley would be much better as a one-on-one match. I mean, Io Sky and Bianca was great as a one-on-one match. Like, yeah, you could have a good triple threat, but like, I don't know. Me personally, I'd rather see Bianca and Ripley. I think they would like kind of tear the house down.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the idea of Rhea and Jade, they're both very strong ladies, right? So that could be kind of interesting, see how that match will turn out. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot you can do here.
Oh,
So
like Rhea and Jade down the line, like after Mania,
yeah, but Jade Cargill will definitely be in a some sort of title picture,
after
down
she
the
eats
line.
through Naomi.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus
Oh,
Nia Jax.
was there anything else in the women's chamber match you wanted to talk about?
No, there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I thought this was one of the better women's chambers matches.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was. It was good, but I liked it. Actually, it was great, but there's a lot to talk about. So we got to keep going.
yeah.
So Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Now, what would have been a better way to get both Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus on this card? It's in Toronto, so yeah, Trish and everything. This match was just a nothing match. Like
You
we
should have just
this
had
is
Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton
yeah, I would have went that way
because,
too.
like, I don't understand why that couldn't just like this felt like a match that should have happened on SmackDown. It felt like TV time. It felt like just filler. Right? It should have just happened on like television, like not on a pay-per-view,
Yeah,
especially a pay-per-view as big as this.
it was very forgettable. And when you have Trish Stratus, you can't do forgettable, because she has limited time in the ring. She's gonna come here, every now and then. When you have her, you gotta do something special. I think honestly, doing a one-on-one with Tiffany and Trish, and Tiffany beats her, it gives Tiffany the rub going into WrestleMania against Charlotte. So
See,
I
that's what
don't
I'm
know.
saying. What is wrong with just doing one-on-one matches? Like, the more isn't always better. I
Yep.
don't know. They,
Yeah.
they just want like let's just get people on. Like, it's like the mentality. Let's just get people. It's like the mentality that leads to like meaningless six mans and meaningless four on fours and like just I don't know.
Yeah. Moving on to Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, unsanctioned match. Was this stipulation necessary?
No, not at all. Not one bit, honestly, because they made it sound like they were gonna shoot each other. They were gonna have a gunfight, like on television. And like, here's the problem: nothing they did in this match looked bad at all. I love Sami Zayn. I love Kevin Owens. Here's the problem: their feud from Ring of Honor never ended. Like later in the night, we saw John Cena and CM Punk wrestle for 3 minutes for the first time in like what 10 years, and that was amazing because it was like wow, we haven't seen this in a while, and but like this we've seen this happen even when they've told us in the past it's never gonna happen again, and it keeps happening again and again. Like god damn it, I like
I'm not against the idea of these guys wrestling again, even though, to your point, yes, they have told us, oh, this is the last time we're ever gonna. So I'm not against that. I just think that the unsanctioned match stipulation is should be retired. It's really stupid. Like the idea that we're supposed to buy that this company is putting on a match on their show, but they're not going to have any responsibility for what happens
oh,
in the
we're gonna
match.
film it. We're gonna film it in front of God and everybody, but
Yeah,
we're not responsible for it. We're gonna provide the ring in which they're going. We're gonna provide the ring. We're gonna provide the weapons, and we're gonna.
we're going to play their entrance music. We're going to do all that. The whole 9 yards.
Oh my God, it's such AEW stuff. Like this is like stuff I would see in like on like an. Oh, we're gonna like We're gonna rip the mat off of the floor, and like, oh God,
But
we're gonna
WWE's
like.
done that too. They're guilty of that. Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, and they had a match like that similarly years ago that was kind of overdone. And that was the problem here. The biggest problem outside of the ridiculous unsanctioned match stipulation was it was too much. Like you had a referee, right? Even though it's unsanctioned, you had a referee, but here's the thing, he wasn't wearing his ref
Oh, he
clothes.
was wearing a black shirt. Wow, that's just. But Here's the thing. It's if it's unsanctioned, why do you have an official out there? So, when you start asking questions, like when you start asking, like these aren't like complicated questions. Like a 3-year-old will like ask these questions, like why is he there? Like what was going? Like it's when you start asking simple questions, this stuff falls apart.
Yeah, it's the ref looked like a UFC ref, and the only thing they did different was like they turned the lights down, but they had a spotlight on the ring,
Ooh,
so there was production value here. There
oh
was a
my
crew for
God!
like,
Like, God damn it! It's like the
yeah,
more I think about this match, I'm like, this was some bullshit.
yeah, like they did some good brawling and all that, but what really made me laugh was when the ref was gonna count a pinfall, which is also ridiculous in an unsanctioned match, right? So the ref counts a pinfall, and then Kevin Owens beats the shit out of the ref. So now they gotta get another ref. The ref counts pinfalls, and Kevin Owens does nothing. So
Hey, what if they just had a freaking like I don't know, a regular wrestling match in which I've seen William Regal have regular wrestling matches that were more violent and more like, oh wow, that's more intense than this. I don't know. Unsanctioned, like oh, or it's gonna be hardcore, man. It's gonna be like unsanctioned. It's so
yeah,
stupid.
and they gave them weapons, and okay, they did a spot where right, Kevin Owens like Pillmanizes Sammy's head, and he rams him against the turnbuckles and everything like that, and it's so devastating and it's crazy. But then later on, right, Randy Orton comes back and he tries to punt KO, but then the ref is like, no, it's too much.
No, no,
What?
now that the match is over, now we're responsible for you. You see, that's what I'm saying. It's such like it's such amateur crap. This is like silly, like goofy stuff. It's just dumb. And also like the fact that like they were killing each other in this match, but then Randy Orton started like attacking security. This is all just dumb.
It
It's so
was
stupid.
yeah, it's way too much, you know. You could have just had a regular match with some like Kevin Owens is not allowed to use the power driver, and then he ends up using the power driver, and they call the match off, and then they get security. Like I would have accepted a no contest for a match like this. For if you're leading to somewhere else, like okay, Randy Orton's back, right? So it looks like they're gonna lead to Randy Orton and KO at WrestleMania, and that sets up the stipulation that okay, Kevin Owens is not allowed to use the power driver, and Randy Orton is not allowed to use the punch. Simple.
And you have like a match in which they're beating the crap out of each other. It's simple. Like Randy Orton and Gunther, right? That was a regular match with rules and regulations, and it was amazing because they were beating the Christ out of each other.
Yeah,
The,
yeah.
the match led to Gunther chopping Randy in the back, and everyone lost their mind because of how just good Randy sold it. Mind you, speaking of Randy selling, Randy Orton when he came out, he was still holding his neck. Him selling that pile driver that he got months ago was more interesting than a lot of the stuff in this match.
Yeah. So, I laid out a stipulation for a possible Randy Orton KO match at WrestleMania. What do you think the stipulation should be if there should be one?
Just have a freaking regular match. Just have a regular wrestling match, and like have it be intense. Like, well, why does it have to be like, oh, we're gonna bring ray guns. Oh, like a stipulation is oh, like oh, whoever gets to the treasure chest and takes the battle axe out, and like I'm so sick because I'm sick of this stuff because it happens way too often. Every other week is a no DQ match, a freaking lights out every other week. Like
You don't for these guys, you don't need a weapons match, but there's got to be something because KO dropped him with the power driver. We haven't seen Randy in months, so there's got to be
it,
something.
I mean, like
You don't
what?
need weapons. You need um, some sort of provision, some sort of rule, some sort of parameter set because Kevin Owens clearly is off his rocker. He's insane. So we have to have some sort of provision set. I think that adds to the drama of this match. That's the reason why these guys are going to wrestle or
Yeah, because
possibly wrestle at
but here's the
WrestleMania.
thing, like if Kevin Owens can't use like say for example if Kevin Owens can't use the pile driver at Mania, I mean, I don't know, the heel being at a disadvantage. The idea is that Randy should be selling his neck, and like the crowd should be scared of Kevin using the pile driver because Randy got like that almost killed Randy, right? So just I say let them have like just a regular match and have it just be very intense and maybe lead to Kevin. The story is Kevin keeps trying to pile drive Randy. Like I don't
Uh,
know,
d-
like
but you,
what's wrong with like just a regular wrestling match that you can
why
make
why would these two have a wrestling contest?
in a wrestling ring? I don't
No,
know
what's the reason for them wrestling?
because they were friends and Kevin Owens betrayed him and Randy wants to get his lick back.
Yeah, he pile drived them. He was gone for months.
Yeah, and
So
now
they
he's
come
selling
back.
his.
I just want to wrestle you. No, there's got to be a
What's?
little bit more to that.
I mean, look. Yeah, look. I'm just saying you can add a stipulation to this, but I'm just saying that happens way too often, and I won't really. I mean, me personally, I probably won't really care if they add like, oh, they're gonna be like another a no DQ match. Sure, fine, but like,
No, yeah, it can't just be that simple. But there's got to be some sort of added uh parameters set so we don't have a Sami Zayn situation, or we don't have Randy Orton punting him in the head or something. Things going awry. We don't want to have that. There's got to be some
I
rules
mean,
set.
wouldn't Randy using the punt be a revenge for getting pile drived?
Yeah, but then you're gonna have a situation like the point is to keep order. So if he punts him, Kevin Owens is. We don't want to have a situation where some people's like lives are at stake, where they're incapacitated so much where you're gonna hurt them severely. You don't
I
want
mean, if
that.
that's the case, then just the guy's knocked out, end the match. Simple as that.
Yeah, right. But there's got to be. This is pro wrestling we're talking about here, so there's got to be a reason for these guys to wrestle
They are
to sell
wrestling because
tickets.
Randy's getting revenge
Yeah, but
for
it
being
can't just
pile
be
drived.
it can't just be a regular wrestling match because this is pro wrestling we're talking about here. You got to sell tickets. Why are
I don't
these
know.
people?
I mean,
Because we
look, you
haven't
can
seen
add.
Randy Orton for months. You can't just come back and say I want to have a wrestling match with you. I want to pin you to the mat for three. There's got to be a little bit more.
I mean, he
But
can beat the crap out of him, then pin him.
we're talking. Wrestling is an attraction business. But you got to sell tickets, right? So you don't need an extreme. You don't need Swerve and Hangman. You don't need that. You that's too far. We don't
So,
need the
like,
ladder match that we had at the Royal Rumble with Cody because it's too far,
I
right?
don't know.
There's
I
got to
feel
be
like
something.
overcomplicating it might not serve it.
Yeah, you shouldn't overcomplicate it, but there's got to be a reason. There's got to be reasons why these people are wrestling, or else there's
But
no
isn't
point.
there? But there's already a good enough reason why they're wrestling. There's a good enough reason. Like he pile drived, he betrayed. Not only even before he pile drived him, he beat up Randy Orton's friend Cody, betraying Cody, and he betrayed Randy. So Randy's like, okay, I'm coming to get my lick back. I'm
Yeah,
coming to get revenge.
but the revenge can't just be 1, 2, 3 pinfall.
No, like yeah, he's got to
There's got to be
RKO him, or
something.
maybe he's got to like. Well, look, I guess you can just make it another no DQ match, another like I don't know. It's just I'm just saying we see
Last man
like
standing. Something.
sure,
Something
yeah.
simple. It does. You don't need to light each other on fire, but it's got to be something. That's what I'm saying. There's got to be a reason these people are wrestling, so people are interested and want to see it through. It's more than just a wrestling contest. There's a time and place for that, but this ain't the time for that. Like if it was a title match, different story. But there's got
I
to
mean,
be
I'm not
something
saying they have
else.
to beat each other with like technical holds and camel clutches, but like, just have a match where like, okay, you remember Eddie Kingston and Punk? They beat the Christ out of each other. That
Yeah,
that's what I would
yeah,
be
but
fine with that.
that's a little different because um, Eddie Kingston didn't incapacitate Punk for months. He didn't leave him bloody. It wasn't a blood feud. It was a one-off match that went out of hand a little bit. But Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, if you leave a guy out, lay a guy out for months, you can't just come back and have a normal ass wrestling match. You can't
I'm
do
not saying it
that.
has to be normal. It should be intense. Look, I mean, look, if you could add a stipulation, but I guess as long as it's not complicated. Last man standing sounds fine, actually. That
Yeah,
sounds
because yeah, you saw like there's a lot of wrestling matches here, a lot of weapons matches, both in WWE and AEW that just it's just too
Th
much and it doesn't
that's
make
what I
sense.
want to avoid. Like
Yes, right, exactly. But
I
that's
feel
not
like
what
a
I'm
sim
saying. What I'm saying is there needs to be something. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated. There's got to be something. It's got to be something, some added extra parameter set that makes sense for this story. Because Randy Orton's been gone for months. If he comes back, I just want to wrestle you. That's terrible. That's not
I mean,
anything.
I'm not
That's
saying
all I'm
like
saying.
wrestle in terms of wrestling, have a sportsman contest. Like just when I say a normal wrestling match, I mean a match without goofy rules. That's what I mean.
Men's Chamber winner faces Cody for the undisputed WWE title at WrestleMania. Now, I thought this is one of the this is something in this match that was very interesting that definitely stood out. John Cena and CM Punk had a very interesting interaction. What did you think about this?
Oh, Cena, and Punk like hugging in the ring before beating the crap out of each other.
Sure, yeah, yeah. That they shared a look. They were mouthing things to each other. I thought it was very interesting.
Yeah, no, because like it was actually the first time that they were like we didn't even get this in the Royal Rumble, I don't think, because Logan Paul had eliminated CM Punk.
Yeah,
So yeah, now they're actually in the ring wrestling for the first time in like what? Yeah, like I said before, like 10 years. So like, yeah, this was kind of in any other case, like them hugging before fighting. But I did think it was funny how like they hugged and immediately started fighting. I thought that was pretty funny.
yeah, that was great. They embraced because their program was monumental. It was a huge deal, and a lot of great history there. So I love that little they embrace each other in that way because they haven't been in the ring together in well over a decade. So yeah, it was good stuff. And they were the last two actually, John Cena and Punk. What'd you think about this?
That I This is kind of how I thought the Royal Rumble should have ended.
Yep.
Like except with like Punk winning. But yeah, this was my favorite Elimination Chamber match probably since the one where Danielson beat Kofi. Like that was the last one I was like super invested in, but this was like my favorite one in a while. Like it was very, very good. Especially like when Logan Paul left the match. I thought like it just got a lot more fun to watch.
Yeah, these two. Yeah, these two were the right choice to be the last. The last two standing because either one of these two would have been the biggest match for Cody at WrestleMania. I don't see any other people that were in this chamber that would make sense for a main event at WrestleMania because all the work they put in for Cody, 2 year build to this title, his WrestleMania opponent has got to be big. So either Punk or Cena. And the finish of this match is outstanding. Was very good. Seth attacks Punk, stomps out Punk,
While
essentially
like he's
costing.
recovering outside, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and then John Cena, kind of chokes him out with the STFU. I thought it was brilliant. I loved it. I thought it was incredible.
It was a little like foreshadowing because like the way Cena just he didn't hesitate to hop on him. And like I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm going crazy. When he was like choking out Punk in the STF, I thought I could hear John saying, I'm sorry," while choking him out. And then you
Oh,
hear Seth
really?
yell, yeah, and then it kind of sounded like that. John was saying, I'm sorry. And while Seth is shouting, die, die, like, which was, I thought was a little melodramatic because Seth is very goofy. But yeah, this was amazing.
I
That
just
was
hope
so sick.
this. I kind of hope this leads to Punk cashing in whatever his favor is that he brought up to Paul Heyman. And I don't want to see Punk and Seth at WrestleMania again. I don't want to see that. I really don't. I mean, the last time they wrestled was great, but I don't need to see it again.
N- I no. No. And it's just like the conversation we just had before. If they do wrestle again, you have to bring out the toolboxes, the syringes, the cages. Like you have to. I don't know because like I was satisfied with their match on Raw on the Netflix debut. If they wrestle again, maybe it could be at a SummerSlam. But like for Mania, I really want Cody and Punk.
Yeah, if they do Seth and Punk again, it's got to be for a title or for a title shot, something. If they
Yeah.
do that again, I
You
don't know
know
if that's gonna happen, but yeah, we'll see.
one thing I was kind of thinking about. You remember how last year, right? Like Seth, while Cody was chasing the title from Roman, Seth spent a lot of that year being Cody's enemy. But when it was getting closer to him wrestling Roman, Seth decided, since The Rock and Roman are a united front now, I'm gonna help you take them down before you wrestle Roman. So what if you have a thing where it's like what if Punk like agrees to help Cody take down The Rock and Cena, and like night one, right? Like it will be Cody and Punk versus Rock and Cena, and if Cody and Punk win, Punk maybe gets added to the match, or if Cena and Rock win, then they just have Cena and Cody. Like Punk's favorite could be like a way to get into that match.
Yeah, yeah, and you have Cody pinning The Rock instead of yeah,
Yes.
because The Rock pinned Cody last year. My only
That
reservation to that because it's kind of too similar to what he did last year, but
yeah, that's
I
true.
wouldn't mind that.
That's true.
I still wouldn't mind that. I think
Because I don't see
that's a
Rock
good
doing a
gear.
one-on-one match Mania this
Oh
year.
no, no.
Yeah,
I
so
don't see that. If he does do a one-on-one match, um it's got to be with Roman. Um
I would
but
like
I don't
that a
know. Like
lot.
he's older. He hasn't you know, he does one match a year and the 2013 when he wrestled John Cena, he tore his pec like 2 minutes into the match, so
Like this would
we'll
be
see.
ridiculous, but imagine this, because they clearly seem to want to involve Travis Scott. I don't necessarily want this, but could you imagine if they have Punk, Cody, and Roman versus Rock, John Cena, and Travis Scott?
Nope.
Could you imagine?
No.
Because you saw Travis Scott like literally like slap the Christ out of Cody when he was on the floor. And
Absolutely
like
not.
no, yo, he slapped the hell out of Cody when he was on the floor, and Cody had like a his eye was swollen.
Oh. Well,
Yeah,
uh I don't know. I think the most that Travis Scott should do is like
dance.
perform, yeah, to, perform as The Rock and, John Cena or whoever is to the ring or whatever. I don't know. We'll see.
You
But
got
it
to
should
watch
not
the
get in the
4X.
ring.
You got to watch the 4x4 video because Travis is like doing wrestling moves, and it's hysterical. It's
Oh boy.
hysterical.
All
It's worth
right.
a watch.
Closing segment. Cody Rhodes responds to The Rock's request to make him his champion, right? And The Rock, Cody tells The Rock to go fuck himself, literally. And no, I'm not quote. I'm not,
That was great.
paraphrasing. He literally
That
said,
was
"Go fuck
awesome.
yourself." What do you think of Cody's performance here?
Cody was amazing, but Travis shouldn't have been in the ring. But Cody was amazing. I was a little annoyed because like I felt like they were just dragging it with because Rock always drags everything. But Cody was amazing here.
Yeah, I thought no, I thought they went right to the point. Um, it didn't feel like a 25-minute Raw segment at all. I think they're smart enough to know, we just watched 3 hours and change of stuff. You're not going to take 30 minutes to get to your point. I think everything was very simple. And yeah, Cody was great, very believable. They did the weird thing that they do in WWE promos where they make you think one thing and then you they say the opposite, even though we know the pattern already. You're gonna say one thing that makes you think you're leading one, and then you just get right to the point. You know what I mean? You can delay, you can build anticipation, but just say what you mean. Just get right to the point. Don't do the kind of quasi swerve or
Yeah, like and they kind of meander sometimes, but like, you know, this it technically is not the first time we saw John Cena turn heel. You remember when we saw the Suicide Squad when he was Peacemaker?
yeah. I saw
Yeah, that
Peacemaker.
no, but you remember in the Suicide Squad where Peacemaker turned heel towards the end?
Oh, dude, I don't care what happened in the movie. And he was
No, but I'm no, but I'm
it's wrestling.
no, but I'm just saying like this technically isn't the first time like we've seen a John Cena heel turn. Like
He's been healing in WWE like 20 years ago.
he was heel in WWE?
He was. Yeah.
Well, oh yeah, well, like when he turned face, but like yeah, it was years since he like never turned heel after that though until like
No, yeah, never. No, not until recently. But um, then John Cena, you know, goes heel, beats Cody bloody, and the John Cena's performance was incredible because when Cody was telling The Rock to go fuck himself, like John Cena was like, reacting, saying, "Yeah, you tell him." He was really great. Didn't say anything. Didn't say
yeah.
anything. He was so good. Um, so this John Cena heel turn, do you think that's the right direction, given that this is John Cena's retirement tour?
I mean, I didn't really know how to feel about it at first. I really wanted Punk and Cody because of the amazing segments they've had. Uh, it is a little weird turning Cena heel now, I guess. It's random, definitely. Because, I mean, I usually am not the person that's like, oh, let's see where it goes. Because, like, sometimes a bad idea seems like a bad idea. But, like, I don't know. I don't 100% know how to feel about it yet. It could lead to something interesting. But if it's just going to lead to Cena being champion for another year after his quote unquote retirement tour, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think John Cena is actually going to retire. He's got so many things going on outside of WWE that if he says it's his last, it's probably its last. I do think WWE is kind of overloaded on the top babyface front because you got Roman, Cody, Punk, right? Jay Uso. There's a lot of top baby faces, and again, Cody needs a big match at WrestleMania. John Cena as a heel is perfect because no one was really expecting it because of what he does outside of WWE, all of his make a wishes and everything like that. 5 years ago, I would have said this is stupid, but they have a lot of big baby faces already. So a babyface Cody John Cena match would probably be fine, but John Cena as a heel, to me, it's even better.
I
And
mean, like, because they already did Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair, in which they were both babyface, but one was like reluctant to retire his friend, right?
yep.
You could have done something like that, but here's the thing: I'm kind of glad. Yeah, like if they did Cody and a babyface John Cena, it pretty much would be a similar it pretty much would be similar to the story that I want to see with Cody and Randy. So it's good that like yeah, this is like it feels fresh that Cena is heel and Cody, it's like clearly The Rock and Cena want to, change things right now. And Cody, it's like he's not only fighting for his title, but he's also fighting for like, what he established here, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think that this is yeah, this is the right way to go. And Cody beating John Cena makes Cody look good. It's John Cena paving the way for the present and the future. And then after Cody beats John Cena, um, you can do whatever you want with Cody. If they want to turn him heel too, I think that's fine. But him beating John Cena just puts him at another level. And now you got because John Cena is one of the last mainstream wrestling stars. So now you got all eyes on wrestling again. Especially it's WrestleMania season, right? But like John Cena going into it as a villain, it's definitely gonna peak. They want that mainstream audience, right? And you're on Netflix now, and it's a whole new ball game. So yeah, I agree with you. I think it's fresh, and I'm willing to see how this plays out because wrestling is storytelling. You literally have to see how things play out, and react afterwards. Something cannot make sense. Like I saw, a handful of people were confused when Rock was like, "I want your soul." I'm like, "What's there to get?" You know, The Rock is the board of the he's at the board of the parent company of WWE. He's corporate. He's telling you he's corporate. The first Raw Netflix, he's shouting out the Netflix CEOs and executives. Like he wants Cody to be like John Cena and The Rock,
Yeah.
transcending wrestling, right? I don't like.
it's
I
much
don't
easier.
understand the confusion there.
Yeah, and it's much easier to enjoy this when you don't watch the press conferences because it really sucks. Like I saw a clip of the press conference where you had Rock after what he just did to like after what he just did to Cody, going at a press conference and smiling and waving at everybody. I'm like, dude, like it's so and talking about my character this, my character that. Like, don't watch the press conferences. You're right. Just don't watch them.
It, they don't make sense for wrestling. They absolutely don't. Because you're telling a story. Because if you at a wrestling press conference, you ask a question like, "Why'd you do that thing?" If you're a wrestling promoter, to find out why someone did something dastardly, you're gonna want to watch the TV show. You think Triple H is gonna be like, "Well, this is what we're planning to do. We're gonna do this." Da, da, da. No,
I mean, it was done well with MJF and Cena. And no, MJF and CM Punk in AEW. It was done well there. Like his MJF, like he was saying, like he was talking about wrestling like a sport. He wasn't saying my character did this. He was saying I just fucking won. Like I'm the fucking man now, and not my character is the man now. Like you know what I'm saying? There's a
what
way to do
questions are you
it.
gonna? No, like what? Even so, like what questions are you gonna ask that they're gonna legitimately answer? They're not gonna answer anything. They aren't. They're just gonna cut a promo. They're just gonna be themselves in character. They're not gonna answer you for real. You know, if you ask a question, and first of all, they probably accept people that they know will ask nonsensical questions. You know,
You can
it's
get people to ask good
ridiculous.
ones. I don't
But they're
know.
not gonna answer you. They're not gonna answer you. They just aren't. Even if you ask a really good question, it's pro wrestling. It's supposed to happen over time, over weeks, because you're selling tickets to these things. You know,
Like
it's
you know how they do those you know how they do the things like during the day where they have like Michael Cole and like have Gunther and like Randy talk to each other like and have people watch. You know they like those day press conference things like they don't have journalists ask questions, they have like an established interviewer ask them questions and stuff. They can do something like that instead of like just having random people ask like stupid questions, if that
do
makes
all that on
sense.
TV. Have your people
That
interact on
true.
TV at a show. Yeah. The only time wrestling should do press conferences, WrestleMania is going to be in London or something. Then you have people come and Triple H talks about the importance of WrestleMania in London. In that situation, there's no storyline, anything involved. There's just people asking questions about, oh, it's like what you know, you think you can draw the this amount of people? It's a big arena, and something like that that's non-storyline related. But doing a post show after a pay-per-view makes no sense at all in the context of pro wrestling. It just make doesn't make any sense.
Or like I mean, a press conference would be nice if you have like like a new signee, and you can ask them, "Hey, who do you see yourself, competing with in this company? Like that you haven't competed with before." Things like that, like simple things like that. It doesn't have, I don't know. I would say like there's a way to do it, but the way they do it, I don't like it.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't take it seriously.
Yeah,
No, they're not. No one's gonna answer you anyway. Even if somebody asks a legitimate question, they're not gonna answer it. They're not, because if you say if you're a wrestler, right, in WWE, and someone asks you who do you want to wrestle, then you say CM Punk. Um, that doesn't mean Triple H is gonna book you to wrestle CM Punk. You know,
no,
it's
no,
not
no, no,
gonna
no.
happen.
That's not what it means. But like, there's a way to ask that kind of thing and be like, oh, and answer it. Like you can ask, oh, who do you see yourself working with? I'm like, well, I see myself working with like, I can see myself, wrestling this person. Like, if they're willing to step up. It doesn't mean you have to book it, but like, there's a way. I'm just saying, there's a way to do. I've seen this kind of thing done well in wrestling. They do not. I don't like how they do it in WWE. It's goofy. Like,
No,
because like they talk about it like they're movie actors. Like our storylines and our character, it's dumb.
yeah,
The way they
I don't
do it
think
is
they should
dumb.
do it. Even like the Punk one and everything. When people, not just Punk, just any of the ones you've seen in AEW, even in WWE, the people that are asking questions, they want a headline, they want a scoop, they want something because that's their job. Um, to me, if you're in wrestling, you shouldn't want that. The only headline you would want is like you're telling us where a new show is going to be. Like SummerSlam's going to be in Australia in 2026 or whatever it is. That's the only headlines you really want, honestly, in pro wrestling. Anything else, it doesn't matter. But I don't know. This is I don't buy it. I wouldn't go out of my way to go to pay attention to
They do
those
it in
kind
a
of
very
things.
phony way. They just do it in such a phony way. It's hard. I can't. It's unwatchable. If you're enjoying it on TV, just don't watch their press conferences.
Yeah, like the pre-shows they have. It's just it's
It's
nonsense.
goofy as
It's
hell.
pure nonsense.
Like literally, just have wrestlers cut promos into the camera.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
All right. I thought Chamber was a great show. A little long, but overall it was great.
It was
I thought.
amazing. No, like I mean, it definitely didn't feel as long as the last show, but like this was a really good like and like this was another year where I wish because I said this last time we did Elimination Chamber, they should have named it Unforgiven or something because what's like just because like the way the ending, what happened in the ending, just fits the name. If the show were called Unforgiven, like,
Yeah, I don't care.
but
I don't care what it's called. Who cares?
this is this yeah this but this is definitely one of the better Elimination Chambers in years.
Yeah, it was definitely. They set up a lot of storylines. Going into WrestleMania. Um, yeah, it was very compelling. Definitely worth. I'm glad they started at 7, but yeah, it was really good stuff. Not a lot of potholes. There's only a few things, but most of it was pretty entertaining. And that's gonna do it. It's the Wrestling Caucus. I'm Peter A.
I'm Smelly Ariaga.
And you can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts, and you can follow us on the socials. Links will be in the episode description. Later days.